Donald Trump and Russell Vought are exploiting the government shutdown in order to accelerate Project 2025. Let me explain. I'm an independent journalist that's been covering Donald Trump for over a decade now. I've made appearances on MSNBC, CNN, I write a best-selling Substack newsletter, and I documented every single day of Trump's first term. I've also been covering Project 2025 since 2023. And right now, Donald Trump and Russell Vought are using this government shutdown as a pretext to expedite a key goal of Project 2025, and that is the purging of federal workers, nonpartisan federal workers, in order to replace them with more loyalists. That's what's happening right now. The core of Project 2025 is to reshape the federal government into a tool of the far right, and a key component of that is to purge the federal bureaucracy of nonpartisan civil servants and replace them with loyalists. Project 2025 spent years training and recruiting loyalists so they'd be ready to be installed in the Trump administration. Trump has already hired over a dozen in his senior leadership, from Russell Vought himself, who was an author in Project 2025, to others who were contributors, right, to senior levels in the cabinet. But also the rank and file is what's needed here, right? After they do this purging of federal workers, they want to install loyalists. That's always a piece that's missing in these conversations. Last week, Russell Vought sent out a memo out of the OMB office directing federal agencies to prepare for not just furloughs, which happens normally in a government shutdown, but full-blown permanent layoffs to identify programs and projects that don't match up with President Trump's agenda. So they're preparing to use this for direct permanent layoffs, expedite this goal of purging the federal bureaucracy. At 1 p.m. today, Wednesday, Russell Vought had a meeting, a call with House Republicans, and informed them that RIFs, a reduction in workforce, would be taking place over the next few days. These are permanent layoffs, not just furloughs. He said this explicitly, according to multiple congressional reporters. And this week, on Tuesday, Donald Trump explicitly said, when it gets shut down, we're going to have to do layoffs. And he said explicitly, we're going to fire Democrats. That was one of the first times I've heard him say explicitly that they were going to fire Democrats. And that kind of gives the game away, right? This isn't just about firing federal workers to trim for efficiency. This is about purging nonpartisan civil servants that Trump has always seen as a deep state stymieing his agenda, so that they can then replace. Now, the replacement is something that I've talked about for a long time. I've done other videos on it. I've written about it in my newsletter. And Project 2025 wasn't just a playbook. It was a recruitment effort. It was a broader training and conservative pipeline. It was a personnel pipeline. And these people are at the ready. They still exist. So if these purges happen, we could see a replacement. So I think it's key to highlight.